And it's Friday, and I'm live. Every Friday, we're coming live 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope all of you have gotten the notification to come and watch me live to see what I'm going to share with you today. Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Debbie Williams. I'm a board certified nutritionist and a liver, gut, and kidney certified specialist. My goal is to inspire our health through using food as medicine. And today I am going to talk about something very important, and it's because it's cold and flu season. And I know something that really can help sustain you through cold and flu season, something natural. I'm going to show you how to make it. It's a DIY where you can do it yourself. I have been doing this for a while. I've done a video on this same ingredient that I'm going to share with you, and it has over 2 million views. So it went viral just sharing this way of healing the body and helping you cope through cold and flu season, because this is the time where you're catching that cold, that flu, and other things. And so you need to build up your immune system. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. But I know since I just came on, I am going to wait and let everybody come in, take a seat, get your pen, get your paper, take your notes, because I have lots of stuff to share with you. I enjoy coming live. I do lots of videos, a lot of my videos about juicing, but every last one of my juicing videos it's about a remedy, somewhere to help you manage your high blood pressure, manage your diabetes, handle your thyroid issue, handle inflammation, acne, hair loss. All of my juices or foods is to help you understand that food is in no doubt medicine. No doubt. No one can say that it's not. It is not proven that it's not. As a matter of fact, when a medicine is made, it starts from a plant, from the ground. So what we need to heal our body, we need to take it back to nature, because that's where it all begins. So if you follow me, you know that everything I talk about is about taking it back to nature. Everything I'm talking about is using food as medicine and sharing with you specific foods that can do amazing things for your health. I have had, and I will say at this point in time in my career, thousands of people who have come through me and no longer have issues that they once had. It's managed. Some are managed and some don't see it anymore. Like, people don't see high blood pressure anymore after we have worked together and changed their diet. So I'm not the miracle worker here. I'm just the messenger. And basically what I'm using is food as medicine to help your body, to restore your body back to what it needs and what it was. So for an example, your body needs many things, but your body is a workaholic, and your body can do everything that it needs. It just asks for a little help from you. And what it needs from you is to feed it nutrients. That's all it says. Your body's like, listen, if you take care of me, I will take care of you. That's all your body says. But what happens is, when we sometimes intentionally don't take care of our bodies, and sometimes it's unintentional that we don't take care of our bodies start to suffer. And when our bodies start to suffer, it talks to you. Your body tells you. So guess how your body talks to you? That pain that you get, that's your body saying, listen, hey, hello, I'm hurting. That headache that you get, that's a sign or a symptom that your body is struggling. And most of the times when our body is struggling, it starts because there is an imbalance with the minerals. There's a nutritional imbalance. And when we're talking about a nutritional imbalance, I'm talking about the things that the body needs. Like I said, it's a workaholic and it doesn't ask much from you, but it says, give me what I need. Give me my calcium. Give me my magnesium. Give me my iron. Give me my copper. Give me my selenium. Give me my B6, my B12, my sulfur. That's all your body is saying. If you give me what I need, I got you. So many of us are nutritionally deficient and don't know that the body is asking for minerals. But here's the thing. Your body cannot produce minerals. Your body can't make these things that it's asking you to give it to them. So how do you give your body its calcium, its iron, its copper, its zinc, its sodium, natural sodium, and all of the other minerals and vitamins that it needs? Well, For one, your body can't produce minerals. So you give your body the nutrients that it needs through your diet. And where does it all begin? It comes from the ground. Because every mineral that the body needs to sustain itself comes from a plant, comes from fruits, it comes from vegetables, it comes from produce, so it comes from nature. So that's what I talk about. I share with you, we need to listen to our body, we need to take it back to nature. And when we do that, you will see so many amazing transformations within your body. From your fatigue will go away. Here's a big one, your anxiety, your depression, your mental health will improve. Many people don't know that that anxiety or that anger or that sadness or that depression, all of those forms of moods and behaviors are normally formed because your body is not able to produce the hormones that it needs from your gut. 80% of our hormones is produced in the gut. And if your gut is not getting what it needs because you are minerally deficient, then the gut will also tell you and give you symptoms and signs. But some of those symptoms is where you're just so aggravated all the time. The littlest thing can irritate you. Your kids are driving you up the wall, and sometimes you don't understand why. There's certain people, when you see them, you're like, I can't stand her, but I don't know why. It's not you. Or if you ever go through moods like that, or you're just moody, it's not you. Society also makes us think, especially women, when we're moody, it's the cycle, it's the hormones. It is hormone related, but our menstrual cycle is not necessarily the main factor. It is because of an imbalance in the body. It is because the gut is not getting what it needs. So again, why am I sharing all this? Is to let you know, for those who don't know me, what I do is share with you ways so that you can get to understand your body. You can get to learn what your body is telling you, and you can do what I call hashtag self-care, where you start taking care of yourself. And when I say this, I always say this does not eliminate you seeing your doctor, but this means that when you go see your doctor, you are armed with knowledge, because we all know knowledge, there's power in knowledge, and there's knowledge and power. So if we know what we're talking about when you go to your doctor, now it simplifies what the doctor can do for you. But I will tell you this, when more people understand how to use food as medicine, most of the time they don't have to go to the doctor as much. So that's my goal. And when we think about our grandparents or our great-great-grandparents, they didn't go to doctors. They went in that backyard, they dug up something out of the ground, they broke a branch off a tree, they made some kind of mixture or tincture, and that's how the body healed. We in our generations, we got away from that. So honestly, I feel we're lazy in a sense, and it's not our fault. We've been mentally trained to do this, but we got away from using nature to help our bodies recover. We find most people say they just want to stop the pain. But you understand, when you are getting a medicine or doing something to stop the pain, it's not stopping the problem. The problem still exists, and it's going to fester to where it now may become bigger than what you can handle. And now you may wind up having to be hospitalized or more. So pay attention to your body and listen to the signs. So today, that's why I am talking. I'm not juicing for you today. We're going to be making a fermented honey and garlic serum. I call it the best cough medicine. I don't want to call it a cough medicine, even though it's amazing for your cough. It is a staple that you need to have in your kitchen for any kind of pain or problems. And when I share with you how to make the recipe, first I want to tell you why I'm choosing garlic and honey. They both are two of the most amazing foods to help the body heal naturally. But when you put the two together, they become a dynamic duo that anything that's going on in the body, it can help restore it. It can help get your body back in line. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome, 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 everybody who's coming in. I'm seeing all these waves coming in. I'm waving right back at you. I, at times, need reading glasses. So where the camera is, I can't see everyone's name. And I like to say hi to some people. So, and I'm working off of different cameras. We are on 4 different platforms right now. So if you see me looking in different cameras, that's why. Over here, I see hi Yvette, hi Sandra, hi Regina, I think that was. Over here, I can see, well, these are more tag names. So I really can't see what you guys are saying, but hello, wave back, please follow, subscribe, come into my kitchen and learn more about how you can help your health. Oh, don't. Which dog is that? So I have lots of dogs. That's Cookie. I rescue, and that's my rescue. She's watching the door for me right now. Okay, Cookie, I'm gonna need you to be silent for a while. Usually when I do videos, I tell my dogs, listen, I'm doing a video. I don't want you to be quiet. And they do, they listen. So that's another story. Okay, so let's get into why I have chosen there. So if you guys see me picking up my notes, I write notes before I come on because I want to be prepared, I want to be organized, and I don't want to leave anything out. So where do I want to begin today? I want to share with you, the first thing I do, like I said, we're going to be talking about, and this remedy, I guess I would have, it doesn't have a name. It's been used for thousands of years. All cultures I know can make a honey and garlic together. We're going to ferment these two together, and I'm going to share with you what you need to do to make this delicious. It is delicious. You can cook with it. You can take it every morning as medicine, but it's amazing. But first, I want to share with you, when you're getting, there's only 2 ingredients for this powerhouse, only 2. It's honey and garlic. And most of you will say you have honey in your pantry, but most people don't have good honey. Honey it's very important to know the quality of honey that you want to get. My honey I get from local beehive areas, because when you know you're getting local honey, that honey is usually raw and unfiltered. So the first thing is, when you are making this, or when you're using honey at home, period, you want to use raw, unfiltered honey. And where is my paper where I'm doing my honey comparison? There's a lot of things that I need to teach you about honey. I have these 2 different honeys here. And when you're using a raw honey, it comes from beehives, it's natural, and it's 100% pure, and it is unfiltered. That's very important. So I just did a video where I'm sharing with you that you all need to start reading your labels. That's so important. A lot of companies tell us one thing here, but when you turn it over and you read the fine print, you see that it is completely different. But in the case of this one, this honey is a wildflower honey. It's a local honey, comes from a local farm. It's unpasteurized, and these are the things that you need to look for. Why? Because if you're buying the wrong type of honey, here's what I want to share with you. Raw honey retains its full spectrum of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. That's very important. That's why we use honey. However, when we're buying honey from the supermarket, it undergoes pasteurization and it denatures, meaning it's no longer from nature. It's not natural. It denatures its value. So that's one of the things why you don't want to buy that supermarket honey. I don't care if it's on sale. If it's not raw, 100, I can't talk, 100% pure, unfiltered, unpasteurized, put it back on the shelf, because it's not going to do you any benefit, because basically all you're really doing is you have a sugar product. The other difference between a raw honey and a supermarket grade honey is that the raw honey aids in digestion, and the raw honey also helps with nutrient absorption. That goes back to when I talked about being nutritionally deficient. Many people are nutritionally deficient and don't know it. Most of the time you don't know it because you think you're eating well, but your body's holding on to it. If you bloat a lot, you more or less are nutritionally deficient. If you're fatigued a lot, it's likely there's an imbalance there. If you're, like I mentioned before, going through a lot of mood changes, mood behavior, you're possibly nutritionally deficient. When you have your menstrual cycle and you have heavy cramps and heavy periods, you're likely to be nutritionally deficient. If you can catch a cold or flu very easy, you are likely nutritionally deficient. And I don't want to say always deficient, because there's two types. You can be deficient, meaning you don't have enough of that mineral and vitamin, or you can have an excess, meaning your body has too much of it. And when the body has too much of this mineral, we call that malabsorption, meaning your body is not absorbing any of the minerals you're giving it. And that also means that your liver is having a hard time processing, so the body is storing it. And now you have too much of it. And that also, there's also many signs and symptoms of when the body has too much of a mineral. For example, too much of magnesium can actually cause you to become very irritable. And that's a thing where it's like, why am I so angry all the time? Your body may have too much magnesium. But back to the raw honey. Raw honey also, raw honey, how do I say this? Creates hydrogen peroxide, and the hydrogen peroxide from raw honey contributes to its antibacterial properties, unlike supermarket honey that really doesn't have any antibacterial capabilities because it's been pasteurized. And in the pasteurization process, there's heat applied to it. So when that heat is applied to it, it loses all of its antibacterial qualities. So that's another reason why you want to always look for raw honey. And here's another thing to look for when you're looking for raw honey. If you can find one that still have a honeycomb inside of it, that would be even more important. And for those of you who have seasonal allergies, taking honey, raw honey, especially with the honeycomb in it, you will find that your seasonal allergies will reverse. You will actually be able to breathe better. It's something about the honeycomb in there that helps with seasonal allergies. Also, raw honey is low on the glycemic index, which is great. Supermarket honey, to be honest with you, contains a lot of high fructose corn syrup, which is higher on the glycemic index, and which, if someone is diabetic or pre-diabetic, you don't want anything like that. So that's why we want to choose raw honey. I mentioned about the pollen content in it. Also with raw honey, it's unadulterated, which means there's no additives, there's no preservatives. However, our supermarket honey, it's pasteurized, there's additives, there's preservatives. So there's a reason why I'm sharing this, is because when I'm showing you how to make this cold and flu season superhero that's going to keep you from catching colds and flus, it's going to keep you from the stuffy nose, it's going to keep you from the mucus buildup, it's going to keep you being able to deal with this harsh season that's coming upon us. You have to have the right quality of honey to make the whole process work. And the last thing that is always great when you are using local raw honey that's really good is that it's traceable. You can see exactly where it's coming from. And usually you want it to come from a local beehive in your state at least. And they're not hard to find. Whole Foods will have it. There's a lot of different places. A lot of your natural stores will have it. And yes, raw, pure, unadulterated honey may cost you more, but aren't you worth it? You know, you're investing in yourself. If you don't invest in healing yourself, then you're going to be investing in that doctor's new boat, house, or whatever he's buying. So you might as well invest in your own self so that you can sustain and help yourself. So that's my comparison with honey. Now let's talk about the garlic bowl, because that's what we're going to be doing. Like I said, it's only 2 ingredients, and it's honey and garlic. Garlic has been around for thousands of years. Garlic actually has so many benefits. Many people know some of the benefits of garlic, but you don't know all. For one, why the garlic in what I'm doing today? Because garlic helps to prevent or help you against the common cold. I know people who just take a piece of garlic and they chew it and they eat it. Now, I'm not that bold. I love garlic in my food, and I actually love how it tastes when we put it in the honey. But yes, the average person, as a matter of fact, there was a study that was done in 2019. And in that study, it was a study done on Chinese men and women, on older Chinese men and women. And what they found is that when they ate garlic, they lived longer. And this is a study that goes back to 2019. And if anybody want me to put that in there, I can, well, once this is not live, I can give you the resource to show that. So garlic has the ability to help you live longer. And the study was done in China because actually 80% of our garlic is grown in China. But garlic is a nutrient gold mine. It contains B6, it contains vitamin C, it has selenium. And B6 and selenium, as a matter of fact, for all of you guys with a thyroid problem, B6 is the vitamin that you need to help build back your thyroid. And selenium, also, a deficiency in selenium will cause thyroid issues, whether it's hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. So garlic, if you have a thyroid issue, this right here, taking this all the time, will help you manage your thyroidism. It also has fiber, it has manganese in it, and the sulfur compounds in garlic is what I would say that's the secret sauce. It's the sulfur. Well, actually, it's the allicin, but the allicin compounds actually helps to produce the sulfur in there. Garlic also has it lowers your cholesterol level. So for all of you who were told you have high cholesterol, this, I don't know what I want to call it. I just call it fermented honey and garlic. This right here can help to lower your cholesterol level. The two together is going to be more powerful, but garlic alone has strong immunity properties, and this is what we're talking about. This video today is to help you fight off cold and flu, or to prepare you for the cold and flu season. So it's really not upon us just yet. We are just going through the change of season. But in another month, I know if you're up north, you're about to get 20 and 30 degrees in different places. This is something you need to have every morning. Everybody needs to take a spoonful of this before they go to school, before they go to work. You need to take this before you go to bed so that it is preparing your immune system. Garlic also can detox the body. It has the capabilities of doing that. Garlic is a natural detoxifier. So that alone speaks volumes. Garlic actually can help to remove heavy metal toxins from the body, specifically lead. And I just had a patient where we did a hair mineral analysis, and that's one of the tests that I do, and her body was loaded down with lead. Many times we can get lead if you live in a home that was built prior to, I think it was like 1970, because they had lead-based paint back then. But most of the lead that we are getting actually is in our water source. And in her case, when I did a research on her water, there was lead coming through the city pipes. And so I have her on a detoxifying protocol right now to help draw the lead out of her body. But garlic can help to bind those heavy metals out of the body. Garlic also, as most people know, have cancer-fighting properties. This has been proven. There are studies behind it that shows how garlic has helped. But a lot of times, of course, when it's something natural, they will minimize the studies because they will say there's not enough evidence to back it up. And when science studies something, when they say that there's not enough evidence, they're not saying that it doesn't work, but when there is a study involved, there's like a 5-step process so that science can say it's proven. And in most instances, when it comes to natural things, there's not enough money for them to do the study. And they may do the study for 1 or 2 times, but to make it legit for science, many scientists would have to agree to it, which costs thousands and thousands of dollars. But in this case with garlic, you guys can open up your books and see the history, thousands of years of the research about how garlic have been used for health reasons. They've used it, I read something, how in Russia, they were using it years ago, I think in the wars, to help build up the soldiers and things of that nature. So it's amazing. It also helps with digestion. There's a compound in garlic called fructan, Fructan. I think that's how it's spelled. And this helps garlic, this aids the garlic in helping in your digestion area. So it's also helpful for that. Another thing about garlic, it improves, you ready for this? Drum roll. It improves your mental health. I'm big on mental health, and I will talk about that a lot because things in life make everybody think they're crazy. And we're not crazy. It's the environment, it's what we're eating, it's the pesticides, it's the jacked up gut, it's a struggling liver, it's life, and it all affects here, the brain. And so if we can eat better, you will find that your mental health will recover in ways that you won't even believe could happen. But I'm here to tell you, I'm living proof of it. So you need to understand that food is medicine. And if you're struggling with mental health, if you're struggling with all sorts of disorders, trust me, just let's do a gut health test. Let's do a hair mineral analysis. Let's focus on detoxing your liver and your kidneys. Let's eat better. Let's get rid of the processed foods. Let's minimize our alcohol content. You will see your whole mind, body, and soul will transform before your eyes. The other thing about garlic is this spice is great for your skin. So if you want to clear up acne, and that's because of its antimicrobial properties, it actually helps to just smooth out the skin. And it has an amazing athletic performance. There are many studies that show that athletes, before they work and run and do whatever they do, they are told to eat some garlic. So that's some of the things that is wonderful about garlic. I shared with you the comparison about honey. So now let's get this party started. Let's go ahead and start this. So what you're going to need is a mason jar, okay? Write this down. You need a mason jar because you're going to be fermenting the honey and the garlic together. And what we're going to do, you need a nice glass jar. Nothing plastic, people, no plastic. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our garlic and we're going to use the whole garlic bowl. Now, here's something that many people don't know. And I did this, I did a video a while ago about the garlic, and this was a step that I did, but I forgot to say in the video that I did it. When you are taking out your garlic to put into your jars, you can use, so for instance, in this jar, I want to fill it, I want to have about that much of garlic bulbs in there. So now basically what I'm going to do is peel my garlic, and so that's what you're going to do. And when you open up the whole garlic bulb, you'll have these, which are called cloves. And basically when you open up your cloves, I need you to puncture a few holes in your garlic clove. Why? Because this is going to release the compound allicin. When you puncture it, because see what happens, how garlic actually helps when it's chewed, when it's chopped, that's when it becomes a powerhouse. It has to be chewed, it has to be chopped for the allicin to be released in it. So it's whether it's chewed, chopped, or crushed, that's how we can release that. And so we want to do that. So now here is, I hope, can they see? Maybe. Okay, hold on. I need everybody to see what I'm doing here. Let's see if the camera, okay, I see, you guys can see my garlic over here. My YouTubers, what's up, YouTube? You can see my garlic over there. Okay, so basically what I like to do is I'll take my fabulous cutting knife and I'll literally, with my hand, I'll smash my garlic. And when you smash it, you literally, that will help you peel off this top layer. And with smashing it, then what you can do is just puncture a few holes in it so that you can release the allicin. And after you smash it and puncture a few holes in it, you want to put it in your jar. So let me. So when I'm smashing it, it's helping to release the allicin, because remember, in order to release it, we need to crush it, we need to chew it, we need to do something to open it up, and the smashing literally opens it up. But if you want to do it more, then just take like a fork, and I'll get a fork and I'll do it so you can see. Take a fork and just puncture a few holes in your garlic. I don't know if you guys can see. Puncture a few holes in it and just put them in your jar. Let me put it up here so you can see. I'm sorry. What'd you say, Jay?
So somebody wanted to know what's the youngest a body can take it.
Well, Honestly, I give it to my grandson. And you know, when it comes to kids and it comes to children, I'm a board certified nutritionist and I stay in my lane. I'm not a pediatrician, and kids is not something that I talk about a lot. But what I will say is, because someone asked the question, what's the age that you can do this for a child? The thing is, these are natural. It's natural. There's no chemicals in it. It's not releasing a chemical. So it should be okay, but I would always tell you to consult your doctor first. But I will also say that for me, like for instance, last winter, my grandson had a sore throat. And because my mother, she's the one who continuously, I showed her how to do this one time and my mother ran with it. She keeps this in the house. And so his throat was a little sore. She went and gave him a tablespoon of this, and probably about 15 minutes later, the sore in his throat was gone. And I can vouch for that too. Last winter, I had a sore throat, and as soon as I went, because what you want to do is keep enough of this that you have it on the counter in your house at all times. You don't want to have to continuously make it. So have two so you can rotate. So when one is empty, you got the other one, go make another one. This is that medicine. I'm here to tell you, this is the medicine that you need to keep in your house for cold and flu season or just year round. I wasn't feeling well. I had a scratchy throat. And I wound up taking it, and I didn't want to at the time because I was like, well, Mom, I'm going out later. My breath is going to smell like garlic. And yes, you may have a garlic breath, but please understand, I'd rather have a garlic breath than be sick. And so I took it knowing I was going to go out within an hour or so. And within that hour, my throat was cleared. The mucus that I could feel building up within my esophagus area was gone. So this stuff is really, really the truth. That there is anybody, and if anybody in the comment section, please share your thoughts. If you've ever used it or know that your mother used it and your grandmother used it, this is something that you need to keep in your home for that that cold and flu season. So I'm going to crush up another bowl. And while I'm doing this, if you guys want to ask me some questions, my assistant, she can tell me what you're asking and I can answer it while I am cutting my garlic and peeling it live.
So I said, how long do you let the garlic and honey sit for before you can use it?
That's what I was going to share with you. So you're jumping the gun, but I'll tell you, yes. So the fermentation process takes several days to several weeks. The longer it ferments, the stronger and better it is. And I don't mean stronger in taste, because honestly, the longer it ferments, the milder the taste becomes. So this fermentation process right here, I say that I always wait about 3 to 4 days before I will literally start utilizing this jar right here. So the fermentation can be anywhere from a couple of days to 30 days of fermentation. But in between those, you can start taking it after day 3. So I say 30 days because it will ferment up to 30 days. And as a matter of fact, honey and garlic, you can keep this around for about a year. It's the garlic in it helps to preserve the honey. And so no, there's no mold. We'll get into it. I know people and I have read studies that have made these jars and have them stored in their pantry from the year before. So again, the longer the fermentation process, the more powerful this becomes. So I did put here, I can share that with you while I'm working with my honey. So the fermented, when honey and garlic ferments together, it becomes a dynamic duo that I would say there's nothing that can outrun it. What happens is when you put the two together, it enhances its bioavailability. So the fermentation process, it breaks down the complex compounds both in the honey and in the garlic, and making it where it's easy absorbable for your body. It increases bioavailability for your body, and it helps your body absorb nutrients better. And that's another reason why it works so well, because many of us, it goes back to being nutritionally deficient. If we're deficient, that means it wouldn't matter what you do and how you eat, your body's not absorbing it. So we want something to help the body get back in balance and to be able to absorb. So this is what it helps. It also, when you ferment honey and garlic together, it amplifies the antibacterial activity of both of these. Both the raw honey and the garlic together enhances each other. So now your body is fighting better for you. Your immune system, can you give me, thank you. Your immune system it's like a tag team when you put the two of these together. It also optimizes your digestive health. When you ferment honey and garlic together, it provides probiotic and enzymes that aid in digestion. And here's the big thing, it promotes gut health. So that's another reason why it's such a powerful superhero for the body, because most diseases begin in the gut. Hippocrates told us this over 2,000 years ago, that everything starts in the gut. We, as I'll say we, I won't say we because it ain't me, but I will say modern medicine is just recognizing that the gut is the source to disease. And so Hippocrates had told us this a long time ago. So this right here is a gut health healer. If you're having gut issues, then you need to go and ferment you some garlic and honey and let it ferment for at least 3 days before you start taking it. And you could take 1 tablespoon in the morning and take a tablespoon or so in the evening, or just take it when you feel like something is coming on. It'll knock it right out, right out. Okay.
More questions?
You have a few more questions?
Yeah. How long does it last and how do you store it?
Like I just mentioned, this can last honestly for up to a year. Kid you not. But here's the thing, it's never gonna last you a year because you're gonna use it within that. We're talking more like the winter time. Oh, you're gonna use this every day. But yes, it can last in a cool, dark place for up to a year. But I have never seen anyone really, except the person that she made several jars because she was giving it away to family. So she made jars that last up a year because she was always giving it away. But for yourself, it'll never stay a year in your home, because once you see how it really is building up your immune system, and once you see how you're going to survive this 2023, 2024 winter, you will always have this available, and you won't have enough to last you more than 30 days because you're going to have to keep making it. Okay, so I have my mason jar, and I filled it up. So the next step is, once you fill it up, remember, once you crush your garlic or once you chew the garlic, that's how we release the allicin and the sulfur. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our honey, our local, pure, 100% raw honey, and we are going to pour it over our garlic. There we go. You guys see that? Now, you don't want to pour all the way to the top. You don't want to get it all the way to the top. So you want to leave maybe an inch or a 1/4 inch before the top of the jar. Why? Because that's going to help in the fermentation process. So now that you're going to start seeing bubbles. I wish you guys can see, there's some big old bubbles coming out of the jar, just big bubbles. And that's what you want to happen. So now with your mason jar, some people actually put like it's a heavy, I can't think of it, so that you can keep the garlic at the bottom. But my garlic never floats. And I think once you punch the holes in it or crush the garlic, it's really not going to float. So now here's what happens next is you put the lid on it very, very tight. Put it on there very tight, and guess what we're going to do? Flip it. Now, when we flip it, you're going to start seeing these bubbles the bubbles are going to start coming to the top. And you're going to flip it. And once you flip this, you're going to leave it in a cool, dark place. So I just leave it on my kitchen counter. And every day for the next 3 days, you're just going to flip it back, because each time you're flipping it, you're letting the air bubbles out of it. That is a part of the fermentation process. So I'm going to let this stay here. Like there's a big bubble right on top of here right now that many of you, I want you to see. There's a bubble there. And other bubbles are going to start coming up, bubbling up to the top. Let it stay like that. Tomorrow, same time, flip that jar over again, and make sure before you flip your jar, make sure it's tight on there, because you don't want to flip it in all of your honey and garlic come out, and you will notice after day 3, it's usable, but your honey is going to it's going to start liquefying. It's not going to be a thick, gooey honey like this. Oh, and I'm making a mess, of course. It's not going to be a thick, gooey honey. Within that fermentation process, the honey starts to liquefy. It goes through the fermentation process. And then that's why when you're taking it as a spoonful, this is your cough medicine. This is your natural cough medicine. You will see it's easy to go down. And we eat the garlic bulbs also, especially my mother. She loves eating these garlic bulbs, but they taste good. Now, this is a great natural remedy for colds, for flus. I know people have used them for all sorts of pains and problems, but it's also good to cook with. So make yourself a nice stir fry with some honey and garlic. What? Oh my goodness. You can even do a honey and garlic chicken, or you can do a honey and garlic like I am. I'm not plant-based yet, but I don't eat a lot of meat and stuff like that. So I have been fooling around with a lot of mushrooms and love it, love it, love it. We made some fried mushrooms the other day that I'm going to do a video on. So you can saute your mushrooms and your honey and garlic, your vegetables. You can do so many amazing things with this. So not only are you helping your health, but it tastes good too. I mean, who doesn't want that? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Now, I want to go on to another topic because what if you say, I can't stand honey, I'm allergic to honey, and I don't like the taste of garlic? I got you. So this, right, I see somebody giving me some hearts. So you might be that person who's like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm glad you're thinking about me too. So yes, this is my cold and flu video. But I also thought about those who was like, yeah, I'm sorry. What else you got? Because I'm not doing that. So I want to introduce you to a product that I absolutely love that can also help build up your immune system and is amazing for the season to come. So again, I'm trying to prepare you for cold and flu season. Let me clean this off and I will return in just a minute and I'll share with you what the next thing you can do.
Somebody want to know if you can refill it once it's gone. Can you refill the honey once it's gone?
Oh yeah, someone said, can I refill the honey once it's gone? Yeah, my mom, she's the one who, after I showed her how to do this, and after she wasn't feeling good, and she took the honey and saw the honey and garlic together and saw how she was feeling so amazing. This is like a ritual for her to continuously make sure we have it. But sometimes she will fill the old garlic, she'll fill that same jar up again, and it's still going to go through the fermentation process. But understand, if you're going to fill the same jar up, you're going to have to leave that alone for 3 days to start the process again, because it has to start the fermentation process. So yeah, if you want to continuously fill your jar up, you just know when you fill up, you're going to have to wait a few days, because the new garlic and the new honey has to go through a fermentation process.
Do you need to open the jar when you flip it?
If you open the jar, when you flip it, everything's going to come out.
I'm saying when you doing the fermentation process, they want to know, do you have to open the jar at all?
No. So someone asked, when you do the flipping, do you need to open the jar to release the bubbles? We have done that. That's up to you. And I did it just so I can see all the bubbles come out. But you don't have to. You can just flip again, leave it there, and go away. But I flipped it, I've opened it up, released some air, and then put it back. So yes, you can, and you don't have to, but you can. So that's a whatever you want to do type of phase. But either way, it's fermenting, and the longer it ferments. So I see a lot of bubbles. There's a lot of bubbles in my jar right now. I don't know if you guys can see all the bubbles in there, but these bubbles are going to raise itself to the top, and then when I flip, that's what's going to happen. So yeah, the fermentation process has begun. So let's talk about.
Somebody wants to know, can a pre-diabetic use this?
Can a pre-diabetic? Absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier, but when a pre-diabetic person, you first have to make sure that your honey is a pure, unadulterated, unfiltered, 100% unpasteurized honey. because again, most honeys that you find in the supermarket contains high fructose corn syrup, which is awful for someone who is diabetic or pre-diabetic. The raw honey is on the low glycemic index, which means it's okay for someone who is in that state to take. Raw honey is on the low glycemic. Supermarket honey, it's on the higher end of the glycemic index. So yes, you can, but just invest in the best honey that you can do. And of course, garlic is amazing for someone who is diabetic for many reasons, because garlic help with the control of your blood pressure. And a lot of people who are diabetic, sometimes it started from high blood pressure. So if we can control your blood pressure, then that can help in controlling your diabetes. So I wanted to get into sharing with you guys, if you don't want to do the garlic and honey, because you don't want to have a garlic breath, and I'm just kidding with the garlic breath. Like I said, the longer you ferment, the more powerful it is, but the strong garlicky, like garlic breath, you will only have that if you're going to bite into the garlic. If you're just going to literally take the honey, the fermentation process together and just scoop out that and take it, you will not. Everybody's not going to be like, oh my God, girl, you got to go. They're not going to do that to you. But if you do bite into that garlic, just know you might need to brush and gargle a little bit before you be like, hi, how you doing? So, that's just being honest with you. I want to share with you something that I absolutely love that is also amazing for cold and flu season, just in case you don't want to do this. It's fulvic minerals. Now, everybody's hearing a lot about fulvic minerals. You'll hear it from a lot of different products that contains the fulvic mineral itself. But there is this company that I've been working with him for a long time, and shout out to Doug. I know he's not on here, but that's my dude. I love him. His company developed something called a fulvic mineral solution, and the brand name is Amio Life, and I will leave a discount code for those who may want to try it. But fulvic minerals is the best way to help build up your immune system. So if you are trying to really boost your immunity and you don't want to try this for the cold and flu season, then I would suggest fulvic minerals. So let me just tell you a little bit about what it does. First of all, fulvic minerals, they're rich in antioxidants, which helps to strengthen your immune system. So right off the bat, just taking this is great. And just to talk about your immune system for a moment, your immune system is your first line of defense. Your immune system in your body are cells that are there to protect you. So picture your immune system as your frontline soldiers. And if you know anything about the military, the frontline soldiers, those are the people that's right up front. They're like, yeah, I got you. That's what your immune system, they in there, they're like, I got you. Yeah, who's around? Who is that? Get out of here. That's what your immune system do. They're fighting off the bacteria. They're fighting off virus. Anything unknown comes into your body, any unknown invader that invades your body system, your immune system is there like, oh no, you're not staying in here. You getting out of here. So we want to build up our immune system, but most of us have a weakened immune system for reasons dealing with a lot of stuff. But this right here, fulvic minerals, helps to build up your immune system, and they help to build up your frontline soldiers. So just like I said, imagine your body, the soldiers. When they're weakened, they're still frontline for you. They're gonna go down for you. They are your ride or die. But because they're weak, because they didn't get enough minerals, because that's what they feed off of to strengthen them. They're your soldiers, but they barely holding up. They're like, okay, I know we got some invaders in here, but I'm gonna get you, but I don't know where you are. And that's how we wind up weakening our immune system, and they wind up losing the battle because the invaders come in and take over. But when we build up our immune system, now when something comes into our body system, like a virus, like something from a flu or an unknown bacteria, your immune system is like, nah, dude, over there, get him. And now your body is healthy. I like to do these little things to make people visualize it. So this is what fulvic minerals does. Also, fulvic minerals helps with the nutrient absorption. Remember, I talked about in the beginning about our bodies, most of us having nutritional deficiencies. If you're dealing with any type of illness, long-term, short-term, it's usually from an imbalance of minerals. Well, when we have an imbalance of minerals, you could very well be eating well, but your body is not absorbing it. Fulvic minerals help your body to absorb the nutrients from your foods. So this is what's very important. It also has anti-inflammatory properties. So it helps the body with inflammation. This is something that we all need to have. It's a natural detoxifier. It also is one that helps to bind out heavy metal toxins from our body. It enhances your gut health, and we all need that nowadays. It increases your energy. We all need that too. And here's one other thing about fulvic minerals. It's a stress reliever. Stress is a big deal that we all go through. Remember, I was talking about mental health. So fulvic minerals help. Now, there's many different companies that have all different forms of fulvic minerals. Most of them, they don't taste very good. They're earthy tasting. I take them. But the brand from Amio Life, I like it. And as a matter of fact, I did not take my fulvic minerals this morning, so I'm going to take it on live with you. But it's really good for your body. It has strong bioavailability. And the main reason why I'm telling you about it is because if you don't want to do the garlic and honey, then this is something that you need to have in your house. Now, once you take this, this needs to be refrigerated. Jay, can you give me a spoon? I'm going to take mine. I like the taste of it, as a matter of fact. So this right here, I take a tablespoon of this. Is all natural. Basically, all it is, it's fulvic iron minerals. And it also has some monk fruit in it, and that's basically it. So you guys will watch me take my fulvic in liquid form. Most of the time, when you see fulvic mineral products and supplements on the market, it's usually in a pill, or it's usually in something that you have to dissolve in water. That's why I also like this, because 1 tablespoon and I'm good. So if you don't want to do the honey and garlic, fulvic minerals is what you need from the brand Amio Life, because it's simple. They made a different formulation than most of the other formulas out there. And I love this guy who's a part of this company, but I love what they do because they have a series of products. And as a nutritionist, I'm very particular on what I use and what I share with the world. I have people every day, I have companies and brands I have my email boxes full from brands wanting me to promote them. But I will share with you, if I don't believe in the product, I don't care how much money you're trying to offer me, I'm not doing it. I feel like my name stands behind things, and I wouldn't sell something to someone else that I wouldn't take myself. So I just wanted to share that Doug and I have been working together for a few years now because he also has another product, structured silver. I have a few videos that I share with you guys about silver. Anything that I know can help the body heal in a natural way, I'm going to tell you about it. And a lot of times there's no money in it for me. If I love a product and I'm not being professionally endorsed, I will still share what the product is. I'll be like, listen, go get this product. You can find it here. It's not about me all the time making money. It's about me sharing what I know and helping people heal or recover their bodies in a natural way. So this is the other product they have. It's a pH balanced alkaline structured silver. So let me tell you about silver. Silver has been around for thousands of years, and silver, I know silver to be used in the Western world back in the day of horses and buggies or horses and carriage. They used this a lot because they didn't have anything else to help them to fight off bacteria and to fight off germs and to fight off a lot of different things. And what I love more about the silver from Amio Life is that it's alkaline structured. And I know I could do a whole video all day long about alkalinity, but our bodies work better when it is aligned in an alkaline way. When our bodies are more alkaline, it helps to fight off disease and things of that nature. And I wrote it down so I wouldn't mess it up. So here's what I want to share with you about the Structured Life. So the Amio Life pH balanced alkaline structured silver is the first silver that is actually pH balanced. And our body is at a pH of, I think it's like a 5. Most of the things we put on our body is either too high or too acidic or too alkaline also. 10, 11, 12 as an alkalinity is too much for our body. But what happens is the study shows that bad bacteria and yeast can't flourish when the body is alkaline. And so we need to have some sort of alkaline. Now, as a matter of fact, We really are. Our blood is at an alkaline level. I remember doing a video some years ago, and it was kind of controversial because you had people that say that you can't alkaline your body, and you can and you can't. Well, our blood is stabilized at an alkaline level, and that doesn't change. And when we eat a food or something that has more alkalinity in it, it's not changing the blood. If it changed the blood, it would destroy us. And so, but the body itself, when it's too acidic, it can actually be home to disease and bacteria. So this is where an alkaline structure helps. So this right here, this helps the digestive system, it supports your immune system, and it naturally cleanses the gut. If you guys just go to the AmnioLife site, amniolife.com, you'll see everything they have there. They're GMP certified for many things. They're vegan friendly. They non-GMO. All of that. All of their stuff is really great. And if you go to AmnioLife, use the code Debbie20 because Doug gave me a code for you to get a discount. I think that's like 20% off on whatever you buy from AmnioLife. So I just wanted to share with you, if you do not want to make my honey and garlic fermented for your cold and flu season, then I recommend you keep this in your house because this also will help to build up your immune system and help you and prepare you for the cold and flu season, especially if you got kids. Because if you guys work, whether you're working from home or you're working in a corporate setting, nobody wants their kids to be sick, and whether now you got to stay home with them and you can't work. So this is good for them also. So that's all I got for you guys today. I wanted to make this short and sweet. I wanted to share cold and flu season is among us. Don't wait for yourself to have a fever and get sick and get a stuffy nose. Oh, speaking of stuffy nose, there's one more thing I have to share with you guys about the AmnioLife. Jay, do you see the stuff, the nasal spray? AmnioLife, and that's another reason why I love them. They have a nasal spray. I did a video on it yesterday. One of the things that we most of us get in flu season, cold and flu season, it starts with that stuffy nose where you can't breathe. Your nose is dry, a bunch of boogers, all kind of stuff. And when we have a stuffy nose, you can't sleep. It just destroys you. You're miserable. Well, they have a silver structure. Again, it has the silver in it, and it is infused with aloe. That is a nasal spray for your nose. I literally sprayed a couple of drops in my nose, and within a few minutes, the mucus, everything cleared up. It was like, oh my gosh, I have to keep this around. It is amazing. It was so amazing that I had to run yesterday and do a video on it. So again, when we're dealing with the wintertime, we're dealing with cold and flu season, we're dealing with the dry humidity. Usually we'll deal with cold, flu, fever, nasal issues. Try AmnioLife. They got everything you guys need. Before I go, I wanted to remind all of you, I told you last week that we were getting ready to do a juicing course. My juicing course is starting next week. If you want to be a part of it's a juicing one-on-one where I'm sharing with you how to juice, what to juice, and why to juice. You got to be a part of that course because juicing is another form of helping the body and the immune system be strong. And why? Because when we juice, we are more or less moving the middleman, which is the stomach and the digestive system. When we juice, nutrients are going straight into the bloodstream, and now your organs are getting what it needs. Your immune system, those frontline soldiers, they're getting what they need. So juicing is a powerhouse. I want to share with you and show you how to juice the right way and what to juice. So if you want to be a part of my juicing one-on-one class or course, please respond or comment in this video, and my assistant will send you what you need. Is there a link? Oh, sorry, she said that wrong. But I don't have Stand Store on YouTube. I'm telling them how to sign up for the juicing class.
Yeah, I can go to the Stand Store.
Okay, so she said go to the Stand Store, but I don't have Stand Store on YouTube.
Oh, I'll put it in the
See? So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. On YouTube, she'll have a link in the description for signing up for the juicing class. For TikTok and Instagram, you can just go to my profile and you'll see my Stand Store, which will have how you can sign up for my juicing class or sign up for my nutritional class or get anything that I have. I have some free stuff in there too. So thank you all for joining me today. It was a pleasure. I hope if you're going to do the garlic and honey, please let me know how it turned out for you. I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear how you're loving it and what how it helped your body or your family feel better from it. So I will see you all in my next video, which will be next Friday for my Nourish to Flourish. Before I go, I have a question to ask you all. This is seriously. I don't like the name Nourish to Flourish for my lives on Friday. I need you to tell me, what do you think of that name? I think it's real corny. My assistant was like, that's the name and that's what we're using. And I'm going to put Nourish to Flourish. I know the point of saying it is we're nourishing to flourish. But I wanted something to just be bold, be like, live with Debbie, Friday, learn about your health. I feel that was more direct. So they told me when I have a question to ask you, so I'm asking you, how do you feel about that title? So when you see this video, you'll see the thumbnail, and it's a picture of me smiling, and I'm saying, Nourish to, well, I'm not saying, but the picture says Nourish to Flourish. Can you give me your feedback on that? Because
YouTube liked it too.
can you give me some more feedback on it? Because I want to change the thumbnail to be bold. And like I said, live, Friday, be there. So again, thank you all for coming. I'll see you next week on my next live. This is going to be delicious when it's done. I like this. I think I might make one more because I have another garlic ball. I have two. I'm going to make one more nice big